let's talk about what you can expect during your remodeling project. Hey, I'm Travis Garcia with Prestige Contractors. We specialize in kitchens, bathrooms, basements, ADUs, anything in the home remodeling, rebuilding industry. If you're picturing HGTV magic and slow motion paint roller shots, I hate to break it to you, but it's a little more like Sawzall Symphony than cinematic masterpiece for your remodel. Let's get into the realities of what this looks like. So phase one, this is where the chaos begins. First up, we got demo day. Demo day is loud, it's dusty. Your dog's gonna think that the house is under attack. But you know what? We love dogs, we love pets. We take really good care of them. We're all pet people ourselves. So at that point, we've got furniture being covered, floors being protected, walls start coming down like you're living in a home makeover action movie. We actually have people who want to swing the hammer at the wall themselves. We've had people, homeowners, bash the walls with hammers and things like that and post it on their own Instagram story. We love that kind of thing. Funny enough, most of the time, everything comes down in one piece. Clean, simple. We don't actually come through there and tear through it like a Tasmanian devil. So this part moves really fast. It's when old plumbing and creative past renovations decide to say hi. We've been running into a lot of that lately. So this is where we find out if something behind the wall happens that you couldn't see in the original estimate phase. Sometimes this is where a change order will come up for a plumbing item or electrical item. But we typically expect a couple things like this, and we talk about that in the pre-construction phase. Phase two is the long haul, basically the actual build. This is where stuff really begins to happen. You've got framing, plumbing, electrical, HVAC. You got inspections going on. You're gonna meet new people, new tradespeople, new employees on a daily or weekly basis. You got electricians and plumbers and tile guys. You got that one weird carpenter that whistles 8 hours a day. But you know what? He's happy, he's having fun, and you get to have fun with him. You got inspections after the rough trades. And then you move into a messy part that's drywall. Then you got to clean up the drywall. You go on to stuff like flooring and paint next, cabinetry. This whole section is kind of like watching bread rise. Feels slow, but the magic is really happening. So this is definitely the longest phase of your remodel. You almost feel like you've aged a year waiting on your backsplash to be installed, and it only took you 3 days. But that's just kind of a part of the process. It's a long piece. There's a lot going on in the background, but it's definitely where the magic happens. Phase three, it's kind of like getting to the finish line. So most of the stuff is installed. You got punch list coming up. We do our own punch list, or your contractor does his own punch list. And then once that's finished up, a lot of times what you do is you're gonna walk through with your project manager and you're gonna go through your own punch list. You got all the little tiny fixes and the paint touch-ups and everybody arguing over what straight means on a towel bar, things like that. This is where your remodel looks like it's 98% done, and it's like, oh, we're done. But guess what? Still takes 2 or 3 more weeks to finish this darn thing. There's a lot of things it's a lot of contractors or a lot of jobs get lost right there at that tail end. Things drop off and things get forgotten. But with thorough processes and procedures, you're going to catch all that, and then you do finally get to see that at the finish line. Then you got cleanup happening. you know, pulling all of the product and all of the tools and everything out of there, yeah, your project comes with a mini dust apocalypse. You're gonna have dust everywhere. So most contractors will try to minimize that as much as possible with plastic and things like that, and then do a cleanup after the remodel is finished. And then you got like final inspections. You know, that's usually at the very tail end of the job. You get the final inspections, and you know, most jobs are going to have inspections. Some of the jobs that you do don't need inspections. Hey, if that's the case, I guess you unlocked a bonus round. So in closing, what should you expect? You expect dust, delays, 17 text messages about faucet finishes, but you're also going to expect progress, transformation, eventually a space that's 100% worth it because it's amazing. You're going to have an amazing feeling once that thing's done. Remodeling is not easy. With the right prep and expectations, it doesn't have to be a nightmare. That's pretty much it on what to expect. Next up, we've got a video coming up where we're going to dive into the big question about permitting. Do you really need a permit for your remodeling project? Spoiler alert, the city probably wants you to have one. I can break that down for you as far as when you do, when you don't, and how to avoid the permit police. The nice thing is that we work with the officials all the time. We get to know them. They're usually very helpful, very friendly. So it's not something that we should typically worry about. So, all right, thank you. That's it. See you next time. That video is going to be right there.